I hope I'm not too dark. I was lazy today and didn't want to sit somewhere else. So as you enter, just say hello. I don't know if I advertise this for 7 or 8, so hopefully um, everyone got the update. Raise your hand if you're here. Hello, hello. I am just getting back to my lives, and I have a lot of great content and a lot of great people coming on. I have to reach down and get my um, clipboard and my tablet. And I did have some questions, but I can't find them. I see 2 people in the chat. Raise your hand. Let me know that you're here. Hello, Wendy Span. Hello. I didn't really expect a lot of people today just because I haven't really advertised it. Oh, good, good. I'm lazy. I did not feel like moving. I'm not in my normal spot. I will be going live this Thursday, September 10th, with my friend Kayla. She used to be KK Fines. Wendy knows Kayla, and it's K Walker. So I would definitely check her out. Follow her. She's the first person that I interviewed on the podcast, and it's like kind of nostalgic and pretty cool. She's going to come on and talk about some of the things that she's doing. So that is this Thursday. There is go in and set a reminder. I do have something in the YouTube channel letting you know that that's coming, and it's going to be 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'm so happy today that I set this for 7 p.m. because Sarah's coming on, and I don't want to be in competition because I want to see my girl Nikki and my girl Yolanda. Hi, Nikki. Hi, Cynthia. Hi, Terry. Hello, everyone. Hello, Olivia. Hello, hello, hello. I'm so happy to see everyone. I'm just getting back into the swing of things of going live. This is my first live in like 3 weeks. My It's a Q&A. So if you have any questions, drop them into the comments. Drop your questions into the comments. Hello, everyone. Hi, Maria. How's everyone doing? I'm so happy to see you. Hello, Jennifer Smith. Hey, Jen. She says hello. And I don't have a lot of questions, so ask me questions. Patricia sent me a question, but she's not here. I don't see her. But I also wrote some things, random facts that you probably wouldn't know about me. Now, my group probably knows. All my ladies are here. I thank you for your support. I really appreciate you. I have lots of random facts that I want to throw out there, things you probably don't know about me. And if you have any questions that you want to know, anybody have any Etsy challenges or anything like that, my Etsy's really been picking up. I'm trying something new. I just signed up for List Perfectly. I don't know how I feel about it right now. I know that people like it. And I signed up because I got a code and I said I'm going to give it 30 days. I actually put it on my big calendar to cancel if I don't like it. I gave myself until October 1st, which is a couple days just before the 30 days, so that I can cancel and not be charged. But my intent is not like everyone else's, because I don't cross list everything. I don't, it defeats the purpose for me and my business structure. Just because I sell vintage, I don't want to cross list vintage on Poshmark, Mercari, and all of those sites unnecessarily. That works for a lot of people. I will not be selling on eBay. I have no intention of doing that. Mercari has definitely picked up again. It was really funny. Mercari was really good from April to June, and then in July and August, I would have like a couple sales a week. And now Mercari is again, next to Etsy, my biggest seller. So Maria, I just signed up. This is my second day using it. I signed up on Saturday, and then yesterday I kind of played around with it. The thing I will say about it is really simple. I didn't have to watch a video or anything. Once I hooked it up, to my computer, everything's connected. So I just added all of the platforms that I sell on. And then now I can decide where I want to sell. So today I spent the day cross-listing different things that made sense. And that's the key for me. Like, I don't cross-list everything from Poshmark to Mercari because I really think about the weight. Like Maria, how you were having some challenges with the box that you just had. So that's like eBay and Mercari are the same unless you're going to use like Pirate Ship or something like that. But you still want to think about your shipping. So with Poshmark, because the shipping is handled, I let them handle that with the $7.11. I don't really do a lot of shipping discounts. And so with Macari, I really wanted to be under a pound, up to a pound, or an item that makes sense to ship. So I had a couple $40 and $50 sales on Macari, so that makes sense for me to ship on my own. So you really have to think about it from that way. Like I won't be selling coats or record players or radios or anything like that on Macari because it doesn't make sense for me to do that. For some people, that's their business model. For me, it's not. So that's why it's really good to kind of know your business. Maria says, I just started my Etsy store. I noticed that they charge 20 cents per listing. Do you know if there is a limit? There is no limit. It's always been 20 cents. I have a 12-year experience with Etsy. And the cool thing with that is you can keep relisting at 20 cents. That 20 cents is good for 4 months. And then it will automatically renew, or you can renew it yourself. But it's always been 20 cents. It's nothing new. That's how it's always been. I do have that in my video, so check that out if you want. There's no surprises. But the cool thing with Etsy, with your 20 cents and with your 10%, you will get your full offer. There's no haggling. I don't think in the whole time that I sold on Etsy has anyone ever sent me a message and asked me to take a lower price. It's more consideration, it's more love, and it's a handmade platform. So even though you sell vintage, that's the cool thing. When vintage came on, people already knew like what the value of their items are. So vintage brings value in anything that you make with your hands, digital, crochet, painting, ceramics, woodwork, anything with your hands. You definitely, so let's see. Thank you so much for your help today. I just drew a blank. I did find a plain box, so it all worked out. I'm glad. And just make sure your shipping is good with that. And Nikki says, on Etsy, how do I get the funds? Well, you have to make sure your bank and everything is set up. So that's the key. So just go in and set your bank account up in there, and you'll get paid. Link the debit card or bank that you wanted to go to. And what will happen is you don't get paid automatically. And this is the thing that I love about Etsy, is that basically it goes into like a bank. Same thing with like Poshmark, you go and redeem it. But with Etsy, it usually redeems on every Monday. They send the money to you every Monday. Now you can force the money to come to you. I don't force the money ever. And the reason that I don't is because what happens is what is in your bank is the money that is used for the 20 cents relisting and your shipping. So if I make $300 this weekend, that money is in my account. So when I pay for shipping, because the shipping structure, you're digital, Nikki, but when you start adding your jackets or whatever, the shipping structure is similar to Pirate Ship and Etsy and PayPal, where you have to weigh your items and pick the appropriate shipping. So that's the cool thing about the money kind of sitting in the bank. And then on Monday, they'll tell you how much money is coming. And then you can force the money, but I rather just, it's no brainer. So she says, I have money just sitting there. So if you look in there, I noticed they deposited a penny in my checking. Yes, the penny, that's just to verify that your bank is real. Most companies are doing that. That's just to verify that you have an actual bank account and that the penny is going to, that the money will take. So it says, I have, let me just bring you over here. Do it this way. It says, I have money just sitting there. I noticed they deposited a penny in my checking, so I'm assuming it may take a while to confirm my checking account since I'm a new seller. Yeah, it's only going to, and it's probably by next week, you should be good to go, especially the more sales you make. And the cool thing is, after about 20 sales, I've been making a lot of sales, so Wendy probably can talk to this more than me. Your shipping, you'll start getting shipping discounts. Well, you don't have to worry about that because you're doing digital downloads, but it is good to know in the future when you start actually selling physical products. So say, for instance, you sell 20 digital products, you've sold your products, and now you'll start getting shipping discounts and things like that. Okay. So Wendy said, Etsy deposits your funds the Monday after your item is delivered, but be sure to set up your bank account with them. Definitely. Yes. And you can actually go into the dashboard area and click on payments and then click on finances, and then it'll show you everything. That's what I love about Etsy. It's really good with the analytics. It shows you your numbers. I really like that so much. Cool. So, okay. So Maria says, so on Etsy, there is no counter offering. No, you want that because it's a handmade platform. People know the value of your work. And that's why I'm always like, you know what? I don't want to sell my handmade stuff on other platforms because what I charge for it is what I charge. So you got to remember, Etsy's been around for almost 20 years. I sold for 8 years. Then I stopped selling in 2018. So I know that platform better than any platform. I'm more comfortable with it. And it's actually better now than it was back then. It's not perfect. No platform is perfect. But everything that I sell, unless I'm running a sale, I sell at full price. So I can wake up in the morning and it does do a cha-ching. In the middle of the night, I could do a cha-ching and go, wow, I just made $40 on a pair of jeans. You know, the first pair of painted jeans that I made, they sold at $60. And I know Wendy could attest because she's making all her great handmade items. So I definitely would say, don't get scary. I do not use ads for Etsy. I use Instagram. Instagram and my social media is what I use. I use Pinterest. I use Twitter. That's my ad. I don't use ads for anything because it's not worth it. You can try it, but it's really not worth it. Just keep marketing on Instagram. Set up your Pinterest. Set up a Pinterest account. Set up Twitter. All that stuff is so simple. If you have time, set up a Facebook page. It really is beneficial for you to market. Be your own marketer. And I can attest to that because I have 2 websites that are not attached to any platform. So I'm the only person who can market for myself. When I started my ebook and I put that on Pinterest, people were looking for ebooks and they were looking for reseller. And I made most of my sales from just advertising on Pinterest. So this is when you step up and you find out what you have inside of you. You know, where it's going to come from is going to come from you. We, in a sense, have gotten kind of lazy because we have Poshmark, we have Mercari, we have eBay. The platforms are already there. So now what happens when you have to do the work? And the people who are selling on Etsy will probably like Etsy better. That's why I say run a sale. Even you, Nikki, you're selling your digital products. One of the things I probably should have suggested to you is you do like a pre-launch price. You should have came in maybe like at $6 or something to get it going, because then the algorithm starts recognizing you. I run a sale every weekend, like I'm running a Labor Day sale. That is how the algorithm recognizes me, and I make sales during the course of the week. And Michelle knows that. I don't know if she's here today, and she's been testing that. And that's not to say that I don't have value for my items, but that pushes me up into the Etsy feed, and people start seeing that. And I know people have their own stuff and they have courses and all that. I just been selling for a while and I know what works for me. So I try to different things that and then my sale will end tonight at midnight, but people will still see that. Will put me on the front of Etsy's page. And then when people go to look for tie-dye or whatever, they'll find me and then go to my store. So hopefully it helps. And it says, yes, I definitely love the cha-ching. I belong to a group and someone indicated that Poshmark now has a cha-ching. I don't know if it's rolled out to everyone. That's what I heard. And I don't know if that's true or not. Cynthia says, Leslie, you are planning to make a course related to Etsy. I am planning to make a course. I just wrote down in my Passion Planner all the courses that I'm going to be working on. My first course that I'm going to be putting together, I'm already outlining it, is how to start a podcast with little or no money at all. So that's going to be my first course. And then I'm going to write some other courses. And I usually go by like what's in my heart, how I'm feeling. And so that's what I'm going to be working on. And I already started outlining that course. Look at my beautiful color. This is my daily passion planner. Is Nora here? Nora started me on that journey. So, but I just wrote down a bunch of courses that I want to get. I already have like 10 in my head. So I'm also, with the courses, I already started a Facebook group I'm not going to add anyone yet. I want to have my first 2 courses out first, but it's almost like a kind of like my online school. It's a resellers passion women's type group. So that's coming soon. Um, okay, so here's Michelle. It says, "Yay, I made it. Better late than never. Indeed, friend." And we were to okay, so there's Michelle. She says, "Yes, it works for me on Etsy." She runs a sale on the weekend, and that's just kind of generating things for you. And so Wendy says, I ran a Labor Day sale too, 25% off, and it ends tonight. And the key to that is you don't have to keep your stuff on sale forever. And what I actually like running a sale better on Etsy because Etsy runs that sale for you. It kind of like advertises for you. And Etsy has what they call a behind the scenes ad that runs. So you don't have to run your own ad. What happens is if you have relatable keywords and things like that, Google runs all that for you behind the scenes. Whereas like Poshmark, we have to do our own advertising. And isn't that interesting? Poshmark is a really great platform, but they don't have anything in place to run a sale. So we have to do that by putting it into our stories, by creating a listing and keep like sharing and sharing. So hopefully they will come out with something that will be great. I think if they really latch on and stop holding off, I don't know what they're afraid of, but if they start embracing some of the things that eBay and Mercari, I think they'll totally be on fire, and they won't lose people. Okay, it says, Maria says, I watched your business video today and didn't realize that there was such a difference between a Facebook store and a Facebook page. Thank you for all the great information. Yes, indeed. So you do need a page to set up a store, but there is a difference. Yes. So within your page, you're creating a store. You have to have a page, and it's not your personal. For some people, advertising works. Like I see Wendy, she does advertise on her personal page. My family and friends don't know what I do. So, because I don't consider them my customers. I consider everyone else my customer. And that's where I make sales because I don't want to overburden my family. So I never talk about Poshmark or anything like that. Like, so I didn't like the fact that Poshmark with when we were getting the credit and they had us running those ads that we had to do it on Facebook, I was like, nah. I've added, like, if I'm going to be a speaker or something, I do that, but I don't advertise my items because they're not my customers. If they're interested, they'll eventually find me, but I don't do that because I have so many other people that, and I just keep it personal. So, Seek Joy, hello. Hello, Iris. Let's see. I thought I saw something else. Okay, does anybody have any questions? Patricia's not here, but she asked me, how do I create my thumbnails? Mine are just like simple. I like a lot of color, but if you have a Canva account, there are other accounts, PicMonkey and some other places that you can create graphics, but Canva, I've been using them for the last 8 years and I really like them and they keep getting better and better. So you can create your thumbnail right on Canva. I just at the top type in YouTube thumbnail and it comes up with the templates that you need. So you can use the templates that they have preset and just put your own photo or whatever, change the colors, change the fonts, or they give you a plain white one where you can create your own. I used a plain white one and I created just my own background, which is just color, letters, and then me in a photo. And that's how simple that is. And it's the perfect size for your thumbnail when you're downloading your video. Let's see. Yes, so Wendy is saying, yes, Etsy is her favorite platform. Wendy, superstar that she is. I'm loving her dresses. I love that you can set the sale percent, select the items and choose. Yes, and that's the same thing that I do on my website as well, on my Shopify, my graphic necessity and my reseller's passion. You can do the same thing. You can just go in and set a percentage from 10 all the way down to whatever. And that's the cool thing. Like I'm going to probably be running another t-shirt sale. And I do that like all the time because I have 200 t-shirts. So I can get away with doing that because I want people. But this is the key. When I run a 50% sell on tees, people buy more than one item. Very seldom do I only get one person buying just a tee? So I could have a person buying between one t-shirt to 6 t-shirts, or they purchase a t-shirt and they go, wow, I see a sweatshirt or something in there. So that's that sale, that initial sale is just to get them to your Etsy store, and whatever they do from there, you never know. So that's the cool thing about running a sale. And then you don't have to, worry about the bundling and sending discounts, because you already have a sale in place. Um, cool. Any questions, drop them in the comments. Okay, so think about that for a minute that I just put up there. What drop that in the comment. What has been your biggest accomplishment this summer? The summer is almost over. What have you accomplished? The biggest things you've accomplished. So, well, you already have a shop. Once you set up, because you're selling digital products, right, Nikki? You should. How do you add the thumbnail to the front of the video on YouTube? So when you're creating your YouTube, in the creator area, there's going to be a place. If you look down, there's going to be a place that says thumbnail, and you'll add your thumbnail in there. So that's once you open it up and you add your video. As your video is processing, you can also add your thumbnail, because sometimes it takes forever for the video to process. So I'll still be in Canva sometime working on the thumbnail while I'm waiting. It says I made a video and I'm stuck with the awkward thumbnail. Yes. So when you can go back in. You're just going to go now and edit. So this, for the future, for anyone who does videos, have your thumbnail ready before you add your video, because if you don't, it's going to have your weird looking video. But now you can go back into the video and edit it, and then you'll be able to. It's going to say YouTube thumbnail right in there. Okay. Okay. So anybody that has questions, definitely drop them. So I want everybody to answer, what has been your biggest accomplishment this summer? So that can, of course, can be from June to now, or it could be from when the pandemic hit. What has been your biggest accomplishment, whether it be personal or business, so that we can discuss that. Okay, so that was my thumbnail, and I can't remember the other question someone else asked me. It disappeared and I couldn't find it. It's only been 2. So some random facts about me. Most of the people in my group, everyone's here, just about. I am a baker. I'm a professional baker. I've been baking since I was 6 years old. When I was 6 years old, my grandmother handed me a box of cake mix, and she said, read the instructions and go and pull all the ingredients. And that was kind of like my routine from the time I was 6 to 12. By the time I was 12 years old, I was making my own scratch cakes. And then I've just been baking ever since. I went into the corporate world, and when my daughter Sonia was born, with hydrocephalus, I decided to come home. And actually, I was home a little bit because my son was born. I had 4 children. And so when I became a full-time mom, I was baking and everything all the time. I baked my children's cakes. I don't buy cakes for them. And when my daughter Sonia turned 5 and she was able to go to school, then I started looking for a job. And the first job that I looked for was that of a baker. And the first job that I applied to, I got. And that was just from making cakes on my own from scratch for years. And I worked aside people who actually graduated culinary school, and I've had mentors. So it's really awesome there. So we're going to jump to Michelle. Michelle says, my biggest accomplishment has been setting up my Etsy store and starting lives on IG. And you have done a wonderful job. I really love how you're growing and how you're sharing. It's amazing. It's amazing. Our whole team, let's call us a team. Our whole team is fantastic, and everyone's growth is amazing to me. And then Nikki says, creating my budget planner has been my biggest accomplishment this summer. I'm super proud of you, Nikki. I really am. everyone here, it's like amazing to me. Cynthia says, my biggest accomplishment has been helping our Hispanic community with the Spanish Reseller podcast and lives and YouTube and Instagram. You guys are rocking and rolling. I can't wait till we all can see each other. Cynthia is the most beautiful person in person. And hopefully at one time we can kind of get together. We were at one time planning a girls trip, but Vegas is expensive, so we're going to figure something else out. Hopefully the pandemic will be, I don't know. I just want people to live. That's really just what's important. So if we just have to keep talking to each other this way, then that's what we'll do. So Seek Joy says, when customer returns item on Poshmark, does Poshmark pay the return shipping or does the seller? I am wondering because I watched a YouTube video where they implied that the seller pays, but I'm always thought Poshmark pays. So Poshmark, once they approve the shipping, you have to do everything through Poshmark. And once they approve the return, they send the buyer a label. You don't have to do anything. So Poshmark takes care of all of that. Because if Poshmark's not in the middle of it, then it's not a legit type return. Anybody else have any other questions? So I was a baker and I cooked. I've been a grill cook. I've been a breakfast cook. I've been a line cook. So I was a lunch lady. That was the last job I had before I became a full-time seller. This is for Cynthia. There you go. Yay. That's right. Making connections. Cynthia, put your information in the comments. Anybody else? We have 12 people here. Make sure Lizette is my moderator. I have a couple other moderators. They're not here. If anybody else wants to be a moderator, please leave a comment and I'll make you a moderator like right now so that we keep the bad vibes out. And hit the thumbs up. It's 12 people here, so it should be 12 thumbs up, right? And set reminders for future videos and continue to watch. I have about over 1,000 watch hours left I have to accomplish. But Cynthia, put the information to your podcast in the comments. I love the hula hoop. Right now I'm just doing random facts for people. And also leave in the comments across the top, I have on the banner, what has been your biggest accomplishment this summer? So I want you to put that down there so we can share that with everyone here. I think it's really important to support each other. And sometimes people don't know what we've been working on. I just talked about pivoting. So if you haven't watched that video, check it out. I talked about pivoting back in May and what I was doing. And then I just released a video yesterday talking about what has changed since I pivoted. A lot of really good stuff and a lot of good things are coming. So, that's like really exciting. So there you go, right there for Cynthia. And so if anybody has any questions, ask me any questions, any more Etsy questions. You have any Poshmark questions? Macari is my jam too. And again, as I was saying earlier, I just signed up for List Perfectly. It's kind of going okay. And I'm going to see what happens. Anybody have any Jomar questions? I've been getting really great stuff from Jomar. They're adding way more stuff. I think a lot of stores are closing, so they're getting all this really great inventory. Some people are like kind of skittish, and so they don't know. I'm going to have to add you later because it's not letting me do it right now, Michelle, but I will do it. Do you have a channel or are you just Michelle? Because I think I went through this with, I think I went through the same thing with, yeah, so I'll add you though as a moderator later because the same thing happened when I tried to add Wendy as a moderator. I don't know why it won't let me do it. Yes, because all it's letting me do now is put you in timeout and we don't want that. So anyone have any questions after this video, make sure you go and check out at 8:00. This will be in my video, but check out Sarah Styles where Nikki, Glow Girl Glow, and Yolanda, our friend, Oh That's Snazzy, will be on. So I'm looking for that. Okay. Yes, everyone hit the thumbs up. Everyone hit the thumbs up. Yes, I'm definitely going to have to. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, you're just Michelle. Okay, so I'll see what's going on with that. But I will definitely make people moderators when I get a chance. Cool. So anybody else have any questions? Okay, so I have a lot of great content coming up on the YouTube channel and on the podcast. As I indicated when I first started on Thursday, September 10th, I'm going to have my good friend Kayla on. She used to be KK Fine. She used to be a reseller, and she used to be a part of our group. She was one of the very first people. She knows Wendy and Tasha and Ashley and Nora and Patricia. Those are all the first beginners. Yay. And so she's coming on, and she's going to talk a little bit about her nonprofit. She just started a nonprofit. She's going to talk about her art. She's going to talk about the work she's doing. She lives in Atlanta, Georgia. So if you live in Atlanta and you want to make that connection, definitely come on. I'm going to have a young lady on September 17th. She's a reseller, but she's also dealing with alopecia, which is what I have, hair loss. So she has a different type, and she wears wigs and different things. So she's going to talk about that. And then I'm going to have someone on the 24th. I still have other slots available of people that are going to be coming on, but I have another person coming on the 24th, and she's going to be talking about Pinterest, how to grow your Pinterest. I talk about it, but she gets paid to help people build their Pinterest up. So I'm stepping out of the reselling, a lot of reselling, but I'm bringing in content that resellers can use, because I don't want us to think of ourselves as resellers. That's how we met, but we're business owners, and we need ways to grow our businesses. We're all going in different directions. So if we use some of the things that the people are going to bring our way, maybe you've been interested in starting a nonprofit. I know that's what Nikki's been talking about, because I have an idea for 3 nonprofits, like just to represent my children. So, Patricia finally made it. There she is. I'm going to go back to Patricia for a minute. Patricia, your question was, how do I create thumbnails? I use Canva, and then I just type in at the top YouTube thumbnail. They give you plenty of templates. You can use theirs, change the colors, change the fonts and everything, or you can create your own blank thumbnail. So Canva is the place. It's free. And again, you can use it for your YouTube banner. They have all of that in there. If you need it for your Facebook page, if you need it for your Instagram, if you need it for your website, Canva already has the templates in place. You can also create mini videos. You know how I have an intro for my YouTube. You can create your own intro. You can add your own music, or they have music for you. So definitely check out Canva. They should be paying me for this ad. So it says, my IG is in English is Lady Hustle _19, and the IG in Spanish is Bella Empresarios. Is that how you say it? I'm sorry. Okay. So Fashion Gal 70. Hello. My biggest accomplishment this summer was having over $1,300 in sales in June. Congratulations. That is Tracy, I think. Congratulations, friend. Yes, I will add you later. I can't do it right now. I thought that I could by hitting my little bubbles. I've added a couple people before, but I will write you down. I will take all the moderators I can. Keeps the bad juju out. It says, Iris, hello, Iris. Do you get a lot of sales from Facebook Shop? I currently don't get a lot of sales. Then again, I don't know where the sales are coming from, because the way that my Facebook Shop is set up is that if you go to my Facebook Shop, and it's only for my tie-dye, my other Facebook Shop, I can't add items because they're digital. And the only reason I have a Facebook Shop is so that I can have the clickable links on Leslie's Tie-Dye Dreams. And so if anybody clicks like anything in my Facebook Shop, it either they have the option to go to the item directly or to my Etsy store. So I don't know if it's bringing them to my Etsy store. So to answer your question, I am not sure, because they have that option when they go, because I only have about 10 items in the actual Facebook Shop. But when they click the shop now, it takes them to my Etsy store. So it might be direct sales that way. But then the shop itself allows me to have those links in Instagram for people to click. That's the main reason why I have it set up. Okay, Tasha, my accomplishments are being in front of the camera, selling on 3 different platforms, and just being able to be there for family. Tasha, you are phenomenal. All the things that you're doing for your sister, I love that you've created a space for yourself. I love the fact that you are, virtual teaching your children, and that you are such a mama that you're missing your son. We love you, friend, and we are here as always for you. Um, Thank you, Nikki. Patricia says, do you use a presentation? I don't know what that means. Break it down for me, Patricia. Michelle says, love Canva, such a lifesaver. So much you can do. You definitely can. That's how I make my little graphic that you saw today. I use my Bitmoji that comes from Bitmoji, my little caricature, and then I get everything else comes from Canva. So, yes, definitely thumbs up. Give me some thumbs up. Yes. So what has been your biggest accomplishment? Patricia put yours um in there. Wendy put yours in there. Yeah, 100%. Tasha is like, seriously, she drives a distance. She's there for her sister. She is like phenomenal. I love it. I love it. I love it. Lovely ladies out of live chat and click thumbs up. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All the love. All the love. So definitely. So what are you guys? What have you been working on that you need help on? Like, do you want to have a Facebook shop? Do you want to grow on Pinterest? Like, Pinterest is really a big thing. If you haven't watched that video that I put out, go ahead and check it out. I do it simplistically. I actually go into Zoom and open up Pinterest and break it down, like how to create your boards and things like that. Like the analytics, like it really breaks down, especially for people who are into numbers, to see where your traffic is coming from. That's what I like about Pinterest. Yes, it's really a great place, where you can find some, ideas for your wedding and backyard party and stuff like that. That's where I learned the tie-dye. But like, really, like every time I release a podcast, I add it to Pinterest. I'm really behind on my YouTube. Okay, I'm going. So Nikki, this is, if you can do a Facebook shop. One thing I will tell you about Facebook, if you want clickable links, so you can do it for Poshmark, you can do it for Etsy when you start doing your handmade stuff, but do not add any digital products. Because you have to fall within the guidelines for clickable links. So if you're setting up your Facebook shop just to have clickable links on Instagram, they're not going to let you do it for digital products. That's why my Leslie's Fashion page, which is connected to my Resellers Passion, does not have any. That's why I don't do clickable links, because I have digital downloads, and so I do not fall within Instagram and Facebook's guidelines. So it has to be a physical product that you have for sale. Otherwise, they're not going to let you do it. Okay. Just wanted to share that with you. My biggest accomplishment this year is learning to sew and starting my Etsy store, then actually making sales. First of all, that is such an amazing accomplishment. I'm not going to tell her age, but she is over 50, Wendy Span, Salt Creek style. Like, she really wanted to teach herself to sew, and she did it. And she waited for like a long time. And so for me, that is awesome. When she got the sewing machine and she posted that she was going to teach herself to sew, that was amazing in itself. But then she started like tie-dyeing. And now what I really love is that she's stepping outside of herself and creating her own custom items. And not only is she creating, they're selling. So Wendy has already figured out how to do it. Like, she's marketing, and the best marketing tool is to wear your items if you can, or to show your items. That is why I wear my shirts. Like, I have on a tie-dye shirt now. I made this shirt specifically for myself, but when I'm walking outside on the street and someone asks me, they're like, wow, that's a nice shirt, because not everybody tie-dyes. That's the thing you have to keep in mind. Not everybody sews, right? Even if a person tie-dye, they may not know how to do the design that you're doing. So there's room to market your items to get customers. I have business cards. So if someone says, oh, wow, I like that. My husband has business cards. He wears my hats. He wears my scarves. He wears everything that I physically make, so that he can be a walking advertisement, be your own advertisement. And that's really important. If you make mugs, if you make t-shirts, I've got tie-dye socks. The weather is changing. Be your own marketing guru, and that's the best thing, because you can't fake that. Make some stuff for yourself so that you don't just show up in just one post going, and that's cool. Like for Etsy or whatever, people are modeling going, this is for, I mean, not Etsy, for Poshmark. This is for sale on my Poshmark. But if you're constantly wearing your stuff, then people are like, wow, she's actually wearing her product. And I think that's really important for people to see. So I would definitely say start working on that, Michelle. You've seen my video. It's really simple. And then you can also go into Google and watch other videos to teach you. But once you create a page, the shop is easy. You just click on shop and it just takes you step by step on how to set up. Okay, so here's Patricia. Patricia says, my biggest accomplishment this summer was I gave myself a raise and I'm keeping my inventory costs low. And that's really important. And I really think it's important, one, to give yourself money. I so far have decided not to do that, because what I'm doing is I'm trying to give back. I do try to give to like hydrocephalus and different organizations, but I also am going to start now putting that money towards our move. So I'm not paying myself. I mean, I can literally buy the things that I want, but since I'm home, I don't need it. I don't have a car, and I don't want that. I was going to get one, but then we decide, we're going to be moving. So I'll wait until I get to the destination. It doesn't make sense for me to do that. But I think it's really important to pay yourself. It's really, really important to do that. And keeping your inventory costs low. And especially now, if you can do that, that's being really creative. The times. And the other thing, one thing I want to ask people is, what are you doing to prepare for Q4? I'm typing that. So like, what are you doing to prepare for Q4? Okay, I see some comments. Okay. So Pinterest is getting big. I want to grow it. I would definitely say do it. The key really is, if you create boards for everything that you're doing, have a Poshmark board. You should already have that. All you have to do is link that part of the social media in Poshmark. So every time you share something, it'll go to your board. And then you can also limit it where you can, turn the notifications off if you don't want everything to go into the board. So like literally everything that I'm sharing. And I also have a separate board for community shares. So community shares go in there as well. And then I have a board for my websites. I have a board for my Instagram videos, my podcast, my YouTube videos. So I have a board for everything. And then when I list a couple times a week, I'll go in and work on Pinterest. That'll be something that I sit and do. It takes me 10 minutes a day, about 3 days a week, and add things. My jump rope is in there, all kinds of stuff. And then I go back because I want to see where my clients and my customers and my audience are coming from. So it's definitely a game changer. And it also breaks down your analytics. It tells you, like, if I look at my Pinterest right now, I can look at it right from my tablet, which is right in front of me. If I look at my Pinterest, my numbers are amazing. When I did the video and when I first started sharing with you guys, I had 21,000 people monthly who were looking at me in my Pinterest. Now I have 62,000 people who have looked, who are delving this month into my Pinterest account. Okay, 103%, 72,000 people are looking at what I shared. I have a 62,000 audience, and I have 2.4 thousand engagements where people are actually clicking on my items. So it's amazing what growth you can have. And it also shows you when they click on your item to take them. So you should have a clickable link on everything. So like your Poshmark instantly shares it. So if somebody is looking for Poshmark, or if they're looking for a specific item, some people are coming from Pinterest as well. So it's good to have a great title that they can search So it says, oh, and I started my business Pinterest page. So glad I did, and I'm going to continue building it. Yay, Michelle. That is phenomenal. Seek Joy. Does anyone have recommendations for a good photo editing app for Android? Canva is a good photo app for Android. I think Snapseed. Anybody else? I use PicTapGo, and that's for phone, I think. But I think Snapseed, and I think Atasha uses one. So anybody have a good photo editing app? Hi, Daniela. Q4 means buying lots of new tag items since people will not be out shopping in the stores. And I agree with Daniela 100%. If you're not following Daniela, follow her here on YouTube. She's Chronicles of a Reseller. She's Ivy and Blush Bottega on Instagram. And she's also Thrifters Villa. Great podcast. Please check that out. Lots of information and so welcoming for the community, and not just resellers. And that's what I like about what she and Lori are doing. Maria says, I'm buying a lot of toys and topicals to sell on Amazon. That is awesome. So how is Amazon going for you? The people who are selling on Amazon, how's it going? Maria and Cynthia. Michelle says, I'm starting to get my money pile listed, add holiday seasonal items to Etsy, and already ordered my USPS supplies. So what I want to say, I think that's perfect. So what I want to say about holiday, okay, this is what I want to say to you. If you're going to do holiday items on Etsy, create custom listings. Do not have a lot of inventory sitting around, because we think, yes, Christmas and Thanksgiving and Halloween, but you got to remember it's a million other sellers out there. And if you have too much inventory, and that's for all the platforms as well, we start getting into ugly Christmas sweaters and all that stuff. But if you have too much stuff, it's just going to sit. And as soon as the holiday is a short time, we will make sales and everything. And I know this 100% for being a seller, handmade seller, a person who is crocheting, that you want to try to have custom. You want to have some things that people can buy every day. But if you're thinking specifically, elf hats and anything that has Christmas and Santa on it, create custom listings. And that way you won't lose out on inventory and supplies. Citro, I'm making sure I have fall winter items, no retail arbitrage for me this year because I still don't feel comfortable going to the stores. That makes perfect sense. Maybe think about online. I'm not going to the stores either. There are a lot of people who are, and what works for you may not work for someone else. Thanks, Michelle. So everybody drop Q4. We have a couple more minutes because I want to be ready to get on to Sarah. So Tasha, I knew that Tasha was the one. So she has an Android and she uses Snapseed because I knew. I used to have Snapseed, but PicTapGo worked for me. And then someone also said photo. Was that Pitago? Thank you. So is it going great, but preparing for Q4 with some bundle pups for Amazon that works really great for me in holidays? What is bundle pups? Maria says, it's a huge learning curve, but I'm finally starting to see consistent sales. That's awesome. I would definitely say connect with Cynthia. She's been doing really well on Amazon. So hello, Kim Miller. I don't know if it works for Android, but VSCO is cool because it has the copy and paste edits. That is awesome. Is that an app? That is different. And then Daniela just came in. Yes, I know Photo Room too. Photo Room is great too, I think. I think that's on Android. I've heard about Android. I've heard about that on some of the Posh and Coffees. So Photo Room, definitely. I think somebody actually did a presentation on one of the Posh and Coffees. So there you go there. Anyone else with the Q4? And Daniela wasn't here for this one. So Daniela, what has been your biggest accomplishment this summer with all the crazy working and all the stuff that you're doing? It says bundles. So Cynthia, okay, Cynthia, wait a minute. No. Okay, so just bundles. This changes my grammar. Okay. Just making sure, because it could have been something you knew about that I didn't know about, So for me, Q4 is different this year. As someone indicated, like Seek Joy indicated, I'm not doing a lot of outside sourcing, but I am doing online sourcing. And I actually have a lot of stuff still within my house. I have a lot of brand new puzzles and games and things. As the winter months come, a lot of people probably will be inside. I'm going to pause here. 21 people in the chat. This should be 21 thumbs up. Set a reminder for yourself. This week on the 10th, I'm going to have, it's Kay Walker. She's coming on, the first person I ever interviewed on my podcast, a good friend of mine. And I'm going to have a lives every single week with some different people. And so definitely, let's see. Yes, definitely, Cynthia. We should talk Amazon sometime. Bundles are awesome. You can get so creative. Danielle, finding a rhythm with my business and what works best for me to make consistent sales. But you know what? I think that's a really great statement, Daniela, because we all need to learn how to do that, because our businesses are so different. And this is the key to success, really finding out what works for you and your business. You know, today, as I was scrolling through Instagram, I was watching TV and using List Perfectly most of the day. And I really like to look at people's comments and see like what people are talking about. And unfortunately, it's a lot of negativity in the world, but our reselling community is a lot of negativity, and I don't feed into it. But sometimes I catch myself wanting to comment. And I definitely think that you cannot get sucked in by what other people are doing. You have to find your own middle ground. If you continue to do what other people are doing, that's your fault. You can't blame someone else for that. You can't blame people for the mistakes. And Daniela, I've known her since February of last year, and I could see the progress, and she's learned a lot and grown a lot. And she's kind of like, I don't know everything, so I like to listen to her podcast and see what she's doing. And I love her teaching and everything. And like, she has an analytical mind. And so I love the fact that she recognizes that she needs to do what works for her, but also in learning your business, what is it that you want to get out of your business? Like, do you just want to make like $12? Nothing wrong with that. But we're living in a time where we need to make some money. And Nikki is teaching us how to budget. We need to be able to take that money and really like save it. So Patricia's finding items that aren't high cost, but she's making money. So you really have to find out what's going to work for you. Have you been experiencing, or are you just buying and selling? You have to, now it's time to like stop and really take stock of your business and figure out where it is you want to go. And that's why you always see me talking about those things. And really, I'm at a time in my life that all I want to do is go. I don't want to stop and stand still, because I'm 51 and everything else is behind me. So I really have to start making really smart business decisions that work for me. And a lot of the business decisions that I'm making aren't even selling related. So I really love the fact that Daniela said that. Yes, you remember Kay. Yes. She had lost her job last year, so she had stopped reselling, and now she works somewhere else. She just got a nice raise and promotion, so she'll be talking about that and nonprofit and things like that. So she was like, well, what am I going to talk about? I'm like, we can talk about whatever you want to talk about. I just missed her, and I want her to come on, so that's going to be so cool. Daniela says, so much negative content. It really is crazy, Daniela. Like, it's amazing to me, like what people have time to do in their life. Like, I don't have time for that. I'm like, seriously, it's like, why? Like, just focus on really great stuff. And Maria, you are totally right. Negativity is so draining. And you are right. Daniela does rock. And Daniela says, I kind of talk about my feelings on all of this in today's episode of Thrift Villa with Christina and Lori. I just had enough of all that, the noise. I'm going to have to listen. Hello, Gina A. How are you? But I definitely agree with you on that. I might have to do one episode myself, because it's just like, why? Who has time for that? There's so much stuff going on around the world that is way more important than everything. Like, our community is so small. Like, people think that it's so big. And one thing that I want to say, I love everyone, but stop like fangirling people. Me, everyone who's here is my friend. I want you to friend me, not fan me. That's really important to me. The people who don't reach out to you and come back to you are the people that we've created as superstars. If they walk down the street, no one knows them. That's the thing that's like cool for me. Like, people might know me a little bit if I go to the bins or the post office, but beyond that, no one knows who I am. Even though I did meet Amy, Thrifty Cowgirl, at the Dollar Tree. But aside from that, no one knows who I am. So we create the monsters that, the famous resellers become. So we need to stop doing that. So anybody have any last minute questions? I'm going to wrap up in like 2 minutes so I can jump off and do a potty break and head over to Sarah and check out Nikki and Yolanda. But so anybody else with their Q4 goals, Q4 goals. So I'm going to continue growing my my Etsy, which has been phenomenal for me. Yes, I'm going to continue growing that. So let me see what Daniela is saying. Daniela says, I have my 3 priorities, and that's all that matters. I need to focus on those goals, priorities, and ignore all the nonsense out there. Yes, darling. Plus, you got a lot of seriousness going on. And Seek Joy says, can't wait to finish listening to the episode with Christina. Love her. I listen to Thrifters Villa every week. You guys rock. They are phenomenal. Yes, they are. They are super phenomenal. So I'm going to have to check it out. This weekend, I kind of took like a chill break. There you go. Last episode was really great. Love your coffee talks. I love them because they're just so cool. If you haven't heard my episode on their podcast, check it out. And I've had each Lori and Daniela on mine. So check that out. And I have some great people coming up for mine as well. I can't wait to listen to Love Christina. She was one of my first peeps that I follow on IG. That's awesome. So yes, the Gina A, the podcast is Thrifters Villa. Daniela here, who is in the chat, is the co-host of Thrifters Villa. And you can find that on Apple, or you can find that on Instagram. She is also Ivy and Blush Bottega. That is her main Instagram page. But she co-hosts with Lori from Lori's Boston Fam. They are phenomenal. Indeed. Thrifters Villa is the podcast. Oh, no worries about that. We just happen to be talking. And then my podcast is A Reseller's Passion. So here we go. So Wendy says, I'm trying to grow my Etsy too. I have a new design I'm working on thanks to Glow, Grow, Glow. You guys are phenomenal. I've been working on some stuff too. I think I'm going to put together, I'm probably only going to do about 10 of them, but I'm going to throw some blankets together. I've actually have a bunch of scarves. I was trying to get a bunch of them done so I can release them all at once instead of one scarf at a time. Some really nice, colorful scarves. So I'm going to do that. This is the only time I do a lot of crocheting because of my carpal tunnel is in the fall so that I can sell. Even if I wasn't selling on Etsy, I always make sales anyway because I have a Facebook page too. So I'm going to do that. So any last questions or anything like that? So if you have Etsy, continue with that. If you have any questions, listen to all the podcasts. This is such an awesome community. Make friends, build those relationships. I'm super proud of everyone. And I also appreciate everyone who is here for coming in. We have 2 minutes. Throw your information right down into the comments, anybody who wants to follow you. But I want to thank everyone so much for joining me. Join me again on September 10th, where Kayla will be on. And I have a couple great podcast episodes coming up. And I have a couple other people coming on who are totally outside of the reselling community. And we're going to have like a lot of fun. Michelle says, can't wait to see Wendy and Leslie. Yes, I can't wait to see what you're doing. So we have to support each other. So friends, thank you so much for always showing up. I appreciate you so much. And I may go live again next week if I don't have a guest. I'm trying to go live twice a week. So again, subscribe, hit the thumbs up, and set a reminder so that I can get my watch hours in. Thank you, friends. Take care.